Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a storm and suddenly realizing you're trying to build something completely new without any preparations? It's like trying to construct an ark while the rain is pouring down around you. That's exactly how it feels when life shifts unexpectedly. When the foundation you thought was solid suddenly disappears and you're left asking, who am I now? Most of us grow up prepared for certain moments in life, the milestones everyone talks about and expects. We learn the stages of childhood, puberty, starting a family, and eventually growing older. We heard stories about these challenges and transitions that come with these phases, and we find comfort in knowing that they're normal and predictable. We had the mentors, the family members, and the community to help guide us through these seasons because why? They were familiar. But what happens when life throws you a curveball no one warns you about? When the identity you built your life around disappears overnight. It could be the end of a marriage, a job that felt like losing part of you when you were so committed to it, but it wasn't committed to you. An empty nest as your children move out or go off to college. It could be a health diagnosis that changes your physical body or outlook, or the loss of someone you deeply loved. Suddenly you look at the same life on the outside, but it doesn't feel like yours anymore. You're living a life where the map you once used to navigate no longer fits. This kind of change doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't wait for the right time or give you a chance to prepare. It arrives unannounced, uninvited, and it forces transformation whether you want it or not. It doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes you. You grieve not only the loss of what you was, but the version of yourself you believe you always would be. One of the hardest parts of this transition is that they often leave you in a place that isn't quite crisis, but it's not okay. Everyone seems to be moving on, but you're still trying to figure out what just happened. You find yourself asking questions that don't have easy answers. Who am I now? When the role I played, the name I carried, and the life I built has fallen apart. What's important to understand is trying to meet someone else's expectations during this time is not sustainable. You can't truly heal if you're constantly performing. You can't rebuild while wearing a mask. You can't grow into the next chapter while carrying the weight of what everyone else thinks you should be. Healing and transformation require honesty, reaching deep down into your pain and loss, even when it feels uncomfortable. Ignoring or pushing down your grief doesn't erase it. It only buries it where it can cause more damage later on. Moving into a new season of life means you have to adopt a new way of thinking. You cannot carry old habits, survival strategies, or mindsets into a fresh chapter and expect growth. The Bible speaks about putting new wine in old wine skins. Transformation calls for renewal, not just in your heart, but in your mind too. There is a beautiful scripture that reminds us in Isaiah, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" The message sounds hopeful, but the reality is that every new beginning often comes wrapped in loss, in endings, or in walking on unfamiliar ground. You're stepping into something new, even if you didn't ask for the storm. Another verse that offers comfort is Psalm 61. "When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I." Not when things are easy, not when everything is perfect, but when we're overwhelmed, that's when we need help the most. It's a reminder that even when we feel like we're building in the rain, We don't have to do it alone. In fact, Proverbs says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. We need each other to become our best selves. Some breakthroughs only happen with others. Some healing comes through community. And sometimes we need someone else to reflect back to us who we really are. Connection and support unlock strength and clarity in ways we can't reach on our own. Whether your life changed yesterday or years ago, whether you're still grieving or somewhere in the middle of rebuilding, know that you don't have to face this alone. You're not behind. You're not broken. You are in the process of becoming something new. This is exactly why I wanted to introduce you to the Me After journey, dedicated to that place, the space where you're rebuilding your life piece by piece. It's not for those, it's for those who are trying to breathe again, finding their footing and discovering that losing who they thought they might actually be is the becoming of who they were meant to be. In this space, we will name the unspeakable, sit with grief we wish we could avoid, and walk together through the confusion and transformation. The goal isn't to rush past the pain, but to move through it with kindness, courage, and the support of a community. So if you find yourself holding pieces of your old life in the rain, trying to figure out how to build something new when you never asked for the storm, you are exactly where you need to be. You're not alone, and you don't have to build the ark by yourself. Welcome to Conversations to Transformation. Let's begin the journey together.